A single dinner can change everything, not because of a battle, a shocking twist, or a heartbreaking goodbye, but because it reminds everyone what they have been fighting for all along. Imagine Jamie Fraser looking around a table filled with the people he loves most. Claire, smiling beside him. Brianna and Roger sharing quiet laughs. Jemmy and Mandy filling the room with joy. Ian and Rachel adding warmth to every conversation. After years of war, loss, and impossible choices, this is the one moment every Outlander fan has dreamed of seeing. But what if this peaceful evening also becomes one of the most emotional nights in Fraser family history? Stay with us, because this unforgettable dinner is filled with love, memories, laughter, and a promise that no one at the table will ever forget. The evening begins at Fraser's Ridge as the warm light from the windows shines across the quiet land. Inside the house, Claire places the final dishes on the table while the smell of fresh bread, roasted meat, and warm vegetables fills every corner of the room. She pauses for a moment and smiles, because nights like this have become rare. Life has always found a way to pull the Fraser family into danger. But tonight, there are no battles waiting outside the door. Tonight is only about family. Jamie walks into the room carrying another chair, knowing that every seat will soon be filled. He looks at the long wooden table and quietly remembers all the people who once sat beside them, those who shared meals, laughter, and dreams before life carried them down different paths. His eyes meet Claire's, and without saying a word, they both understand how special this evening truly is. Not long after, the peaceful silence is broken by the sound of horses arriving outside. Brianna and Roger are the first to step through the front door, greeted by warm hugs from Jamie and Claire. Jemmy runs inside with endless excitement, followed closely by Mandy, whose bright smile fills the room with happiness. Their laughter echoes through the house, making it feel alive once again. Ian soon arrives with Rachel, bringing gifts from their latest journey. Every greeting feels longer than usual, as if no one wants to let go. They have all spent so much of their lives separated by distance, time, and danger, that simply standing together under one roof feels like a victory. As everyone settles into the house, stories begin flowing as naturally as the evening breeze outside. Roger jokes about one of Jemmy's newest adventures, making everyone laugh. Brianna notices old family drawings hanging on the walls and smiles as memories come rushing back. Claire watches her daughter with pride, remembering the little girl she once held in her arms and the strong woman standing before her now. Jamie quietly observes every face around him. He sees hope in the younger generation and strength in those who have survived every hardship together. For the first time in what feels like forever, the Fraser family is complete. No one knows what tomorrow will bring, but tonight they have each other. And for Jamie Fraser, that is the greatest gift life could ever offer. The first meal has barely begun when an unexpected silence falls across the table. It is not an awkward silence. It is the kind that comes when everyone suddenly realizes they are living through a moment they will remember forever. The candles flicker gently, the fire crackles in the corner, and for a few seconds no one speaks. Then Jamie leans back with a smile and says that every great Fraser gathering deserves a great story. That single sentence fills the room with laughter, and before long the dinner turns into something far more special than anyone expected. Roger is the first to speak. He laughs as he remembers the day he first came to Fraser's Ridge, admitting that he never imagined his life would become so deeply connected to this family. He says he thought he was simply following the woman he loved, but instead he found an entire family that welcomed him even during the hardest times. Brianna smiles at him, gently teasing that Jamie was not always so welcoming. Everyone laughs, including Jamie, who admits that he made more than a few mistakes before learning to trust Roger. The playful exchange fills the room with warmth, reminding everyone how far they have all come together. Claire watches the conversation with quiet happiness before adding one of her own memories. She tells the children about one of Jamie's most daring adventures, describing how fearless he looked even when the odds were against him. Jamie quickly interrupts with a grin, insisting that Claire always makes his stories sound far more heroic than they really were. Claire shakes her head and says that courage is not about never feeling fear. It is about choosing to protect the people you love, even when fear is standing right beside you. Her words leave the table silent once again, but this time every face carries a smile of understanding. Ian then clears his throat, surprising everyone by asking if he can say something. He looks around the table before speaking slowly. He tells Jamie and Claire that there was a time when he believed he would always be searching for a place where he truly belonged. He had traveled across distant lands, faced painful losses, and wondered if he would ever find peace. But sitting here tonight, surrounded by the Fraser family, he finally understands that home is not only a place. Home is the people who never stop believing in you. Rachel reaches for his hand as emotion fills his voice, and Claire quietly wipes away a tear. The children listen closely, taking in every story as though they are hearing legends come to life. Jemmy asks Jamie if he has ever been afraid. Jamie smiles gently before answering that every brave person feels fear. The difference is that love gives them a reason to keep moving forward. Mandy looks around the table and says that if this is what family feels like, she hopes they can have dinners like this forever. Her innocent words touch everyone in the room. For a moment, no one thinks about wars, time travel, or the dangers that may still lie ahead. They simply enjoy the laughter, the memories, and the rare gift of being together, knowing that some nights become part of a family's story forever. The laughter suddenly fades when Jamie reaches beneath the table and places an old wooden box in the center. Every conversation stops. Even the children lean forward with curious eyes. The box is worn with age, its edges marked by years of travel, storms, and battles. Claire recognizes it immediately, but she says nothing. Jamie slowly opens the lid and smiles. Every family has treasures, he says softly. Ours are not made of gold. They're made of memories. In that moment, the dinner becomes something no one expected. It is no longer just a meal. It is a journey through the Fraser family's past. The first item Jamie lifts from the box is an old silver brooch that Claire once wore during one of their earliest days together. Claire gently takes it into her hands, remembering the fear and hope she carried at that time. She laughs as she admits she never imagined that one simple piece of jewelry would survive so many years of adventure. Brianna asks her mother what she remembers most about those days. Claire smiles warmly before answering that it was never the places they visited that stayed in her heart. It was always the people standing beside her. Jamie reaches across the table and quietly holds her hand, and for a brief moment, neither of them needs to say another word. Roger reaches into the box next and finds an old map, its corners faded from years of use. He spreads it across the table while Jemmy and Mandy move closer to study every line. Jamie points to different places, sharing stories that the younger children have never heard before. He tells them about difficult journeys through forests, freezing nights without shelter, and impossible choices that tested everyone's courage. Instead of making the stories sound frightening, Jamie tells them with a smile, reminding the children that every challenge taught the family something valuable. Jemmy listens with wide eyes before asking if Jamie ever wanted to give up. Jamie shakes his head gently and says that whenever he thought he had reached the end of his strength, he looked at the people he loved and found another reason to keep going. Ian quietly removes a small carved wooden animal from the bottom of the box. He explains that he made it years ago during one of the hardest times in his life. At first, he almost threw it away because it reminded him of painful memories. But now he is grateful. He kept it because it reminds him that even the darkest seasons eventually pass. Rachel smiles proudly as Ian places the carving in Mandy's hands. He tells her to keep it safe and remember that hope is something a person should never lose, no matter how difficult life becomes. As the stories continue, the dinner table fills with more than food. It fills with family history. Every object carries a memory, every memory brings another smile, and every smile reminds them why they never stop fighting for one another. Claire looks around the room and realizes that the greatest story of all is not about battles or time travel. It is about the family they built together. For one unforgettable evening, the Fraser home is exactly what it was always meant to be, a place where love, memories, and hope are passed from one generation to the next. No one notices Jamie stand until the room slowly grows quiet on its own. The laughter fades, the children stop whispering, and every pair of eyes turns toward him. He does not raise a glass right away. Instead, he looks around the table as if he is trying to hold every face in his memory. The firelight reflects in his eyes, and for the first time that evening, the weight of all the years they have lived together can be seen without a single word. Then Jamie takes a slow breath and says, "There are battles a man remembers because he survived them. But the moments he treasures most are the peaceful ones he almost never believed would come." His words settle over the room like a gentle breeze, leaving everyone completely silent. Jamie lifts his glass and turns toward Claire. He says that people often call him brave, but they have never truly known where his courage came from. Every difficult road he walked became easier because Claire walked beside him. She healed more than wounds. She healed broken hope, broken hearts, and even broken dreams. Jamie smiles at her with the same love that has carried them through every impossible chapter of their lives. Claire's eyes begin to fill with tears, but they are tears of happiness. She quietly replies that she never carried Jamie through life. They carried each other, one day at a time, and that is what made them strong. Brianna slowly rises from her chair, holding her own glass. She tells her parents that growing up, she often believed their greatest gift was their courage. But as the years passed, she realized their greatest gift was something much simpler. They never stopped choosing each other, even when life gave them every reason to walk away. Roger nods in agreement and adds that the Fraser family taught him that love is not measured by perfect days. It is measured by the decision to stay together during the hardest ones. Around the table, every family member quietly raises a glass, each understanding those words in their own way. Ian looks toward Jamie before speaking from the heart. He thanks his uncle not for teaching him how to fight, but for teaching him how to forgive, how to protect the people he loves, and how to become a man who leads with kindness instead of anger. Rachel smiles proudly as Ian finishes, while Claire gently reaches across the table to squeeze Jamie's hand. Even the children can feel that something important is happening. Jamie whispers to Mandy that one day he hopes their family will still gather around the same table, telling the same stories to another generation. Jamie finally raises his glass higher than before and smiles at every face around him. He says that homes are not built from wood or stone. They are built from the people who fill them with love. One day, this table may hold different faces, younger voices, and new dreams. But as long as the Fraser family remembers where they came from, they will never truly lose one another. Glasses gently touch together, filling the quiet room with a soft sound that feels almost unforgettable. In that single moment, everyone understands they are not simply celebrating a family dinner. They are celebrating a lifetime of love that will continue long after the candles burn out. The candles have almost burned down, yet no one is ready to say goodnight. Instead of leaving the table, Jamie quietly opens the front door and invites everyone outside. A cool evening breeze rolls across Fraser's Ridge, carrying the scent of pine trees and fresh earth. Above them, the sky is filled with countless stars, brighter than anyone remembers. For a long moment, the entire family stands together in peaceful silence. There are no speeches, no laughter, and no questions. The only sound is the wind moving gently through the trees. It feels as if the land itself is thanking the Fraser family for every sacrifice they made to protect it. Claire steps beside Jamie, slipping her hand into his as they look across the fields that witnessed so much of their lives. She quietly says that they spent years wondering if peace would ever find them. Jamie smiles and answers that perhaps peace was never a place waiting to be discovered. Perhaps it was always here, hidden inside the people they loved most. Claire leans against him, realizing that after every storm, every painful goodbye, and every impossible journey, they had finally reached the moment they had dreamed about for so many years. Nearby, Brianna watches Jamie and Mandy chasing fireflies across the grass, while Roger laughs with Ian and Rachel. She cannot help but smile. There was a time when she feared her children would only inherit stories of war and heartbreak. But tonight she sees something different. She sees them creating memories filled with joy, family, and hope. Roger joins her and quietly says that one day Jamie and Mandy will tell their own children about this very evening. Not because something shocking happened, but because it was the night everyone truly understood how precious ordinary moments can be. Jamie suddenly calls everyone closer for one last family tradition. He asks them to form a circle and hold hands beneath the open sky. One by one, each person shares a single wish for the future. Claire wishes for good health and peaceful days. Brianna wishes that no distance will ever separate the family again. Roger hopes the next generation will always remember where they came from. Ian wishes that courage will never leave the Fraser name, while Rachel hopes love will always guide every choice they make. Even Jamie and Mandy make simple wishes, asking only that the family keeps smiling together forever. Their innocent words bring tears and laughter at the same time. As the night grows quieter, Jamie looks around the circle one final time. He knows life will continue to bring change, and no family can stop time from moving forward. But he also knows that some memories become stronger with every passing year. This dinner is one of them. The stars continue to shine above Fraser's Ridge as the family shares one final embrace before heading inside. The evening comes to an end, but the love that filled this night will never fade. Long after the table is cleared and the candles are gone, this unforgettable gathering will remain in every Fraser heart, reminding them that no matter where life leads, family will always be the place they find their way back to. The morning sun rises gently over Fraser's Ridge, washing the hills in warm golden light. The house is quiet again, but it no longer feels empty. The echoes of laughter from the night before still seem to linger in every room. Claire opens the front door with a cup of tea in her hands and watches the first rays of sunlight spread across the land she and Jamie fought so hard to protect. She smiles, knowing that some nights end when everyone goes to sleep, while others stay alive in the hearts of those who were lucky enough to be part of them. Jamie steps outside and joins her on the porch. Neither of them speaks for a while. They simply watch their family waking one by one. Roger is already helping Jemmy prepare the horses. Brianna and Mandy are picking wildflowers near the fence. Ian and Rachel are laughing as they gather supplies for their journey home. Seeing everyone together fills Jamie with a quiet happiness that no victory on any battlefield could ever match. He turns to Claire and softly says that this is the life he once believed was impossible. Claire smiles and answers that sometimes the greatest reward comes after the longest journey. As breakfast begins, the family knows it is time to say goodbye. Hugs last a little longer than usual. Every handshake turns into another embrace. Jemmy promises his grandfather that he will return soon for another family dinner. Mandy tells Claire that next time she wants to help bake the bread herself. Jamie laughs and tells her that the kitchen is always open to every Fraser. Roger thanks Jamie for reminding everyone that family is built through love, patience, and trust. Brianna looks around one final time before saying that no matter where life takes them, Fraser's Ridge will always feel like home. The wagons begin rolling down the road, disappearing slowly into the distance. Jamie and Claire remain standing together until the last wave can no longer be seen. They are not sad because they know this is not an ending. Families grow, travel, and begin new chapters, but the bond they share never truly fades. Every goodbye carries the promise of another reunion, another shared meal, and another chance to create memories that will last for generations. As the camera slowly pulls away from Fraser's Ridge, one message becomes clear. The true heart of Outlander has never been the battles, the mysteries, or even the journey through time. It has always been the love that keeps the Fraser family together through every challenge. That love has carried Jamie and Claire across decades, inspired Brianna and Roger to build a future, and given the next generation a place where they will always belong. If Outlander Season 8 gives fans one final Fraser family dinner like this, it may become one of the most emotional and unforgettable moments in the entire series. A reminder that while adventures eventually come to an end, love, loyalty, and family never do. If you enjoyed this story, let us know in the comments which Fraser family moment has touched your heart the most. Do you think this could be the perfect ending for Jamie and Claire's incredible journey? And if you want more Outlander stories, theories, and emotional fan discussions, be sure to subscribe and join us for the next adventure. Until then, keep the Fraser spirit alive.